In 1977, Star Wars changed movies forever, solidifying the coming of the blockbuster and changing the way that we looked at merchandising moving forward. That same year, Pepsi decided to change things up as well, though, to be fair, in a very different way, by getting into the restaurant business so that it would be able to more directly compete with Coca-Cola, which had really cornered the market by being the go-to soda for big franchises like McDonald's. So in 1977, Pepsi purchased Pizza Hut. But it wouldn't stop there. In the next year, 1978, it would go on to purchase Taco Bell, and then eventually in 1986, KFC. Now, these seemingly unconnected events would collide in 1999, when these three fast food giants would unite for one of the biggest promotions in fast food history. That being Defeat the Dark Side, which was meant to promote Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This series is building to a video all about that legendary promotion, but before we get there, I'm going to want to talk about those individual restaurants and the promotions, kids' meals, and everything that happened at them up until 1999 when Star Wars Episode 1 came out. As we're going through everything today, make sure to let me know in the comments below if you got any of these toys or got any of these different promotions. I love hearing about that from people. If you're interested in knowing when future videos are coming out, including that video that's going to be talking all about the Star Wars Episode 1 promotion, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and move into the second part of this series and talk about KFC. Now for this video, we're going to be starting off in 1990, and there we're going to find a set of toys that was based off of the Alvin and the Chipmunk franchise. These toys were linked specifically from the Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon that would run from 1983 until 1990. Next, we'll jump up to 1994, and here we're going to find a set of Looney Tune mugs. There were 4 different mugs you could collect in this promotion: Tweety Bird, Taz, Wile E. Coyote, and of course, Bugs Bunny. From there, we would then move on to 1996, where we're going to find a few different toy sets. First one that we're going to mention here is going to be for Casper the Friendly Ghost. These toys would not be based off of the live-action movie that would have come out in 1995, but instead were based off of the animated show that was a continuation of that story. So along with the characters from the movie, such as Casper and his uncles Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso, you could also find Spooky, Casper's cousin, and Pearl, which was Spooky's girlfriend. Also in 1996, you could find a set of toys that tied in with the Fox Kids cartoon Eek Stravaganza, which was the eventual renaming of the cartoon Eek the Cat. Eventually, I'd love to do a series talking about the different cartoons that were featured on Fox Kids, ABC's One Saturday Morning, things like that. And so if that's something you're interested in, make sure to let me know in the comments below. That same year, Garfield would also show up in the KFC kids meals. As of right now, I think Garfield has shown up in every single series of kids meals that I've put together. So it's nice to see him and his friends showing up here. In 1996, there was a set of toys called Summer Fun with Chester Cheetah. Chester Cheetah, of course, being the mascot for Cheetos. In this set, you could find things like a sun visor, a frisbee, sunglasses, and an inflatable beach ball. Next up, we would have another TV show that was based off of an animated movie with the Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa showing up here at KFC. Burger King also had a similar toy set, so it's fun to see how those differed. As we move into 1997, we would find a set of toys based off of the TV show Beakman's World. Beakman's World, if you're not familiar, was kind of similar to Bill Nye the Science Guy, in which he would do different science-based experiments, and the show was meant to be educational. To me, it always did seem like the more fun version of that idea, so I did enjoy getting a reminder of it here as I was putting together this video. In 1997, we would also get a set of toys tying in with the Extreme Ghostbusters, which was kind of a reboot of the Ghostbusters animated series, which featured new characters coming in and joining the established Ghostbusters characters. Marvel Superheroes would show up in 1997 as well, where you could get one of 6 different toys, 2 of them tying in with Spider-Man, 2 with the Fantastic Four, 1 with Wolverine, and then 1 with the Hulk. You would also be able to get a comic that tied into the toys at the restaurant. Next up in the KFC kids meals, you could find toys tied in with the TV show Masked Rider. Now, I've caught a lot of flack in the comments calling anything by Saban that uses, Japanese footage a ripoff of Power Rangers, and I just want people to know, when I call something a Power Rangers ripoff, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just trying to give some context to people who might have no idea of what kind of a show it was. And so this one is another one of those shows that was very similar in how it was produced. In 1997, we would also see a tie-in with everybody's favorite mystery-solving Great Dane, Scooby-Doo. Another kids' meal toy set in 1997 was Slimander. I think that's how you say it. It could be Slimander. Either way, I don't think there's a huge audience that's going to be here to correct me. Prove me wrong, though, in the comments. There are a number of different kinds of toys that tied in here, including some temporary tattoos. In 1997, KFC would also be associated with these Gigapets, which are kind of like Tamagotchis.
For a limited time with every meal, you can get a Gigapet for just $7.99. You just have to get to KFC before he does.
And then finishing off 1997, we had Where is Carmen Sandiego, which had a number of different toys tied into that animated series, based off of the educational computer game series. As we move into 1997, you could find toys in the KFC Kids meal that tied in with Animorphs. There were 5 different toys that you could collect in that series. This series of toys specifically wasn't tying into the books, but instead the Nickelodeon TV show. In 1998, there was also a set of 6 toys that tied in with Wallace and Gromit. And then with the toy that I'm actually really interested in learning more about, there was this polar bear. And I am struggling to find any information on what it ties into, if there are other toys in the set. And so if you have any information on this, I would love to hear about it in the comments, because I'm honestly at a loss. Finishing out 1998, we had another franchise that has shown up in pretty much every different kids meal video that we've done so far, and that is Pokemon. There were 2 different types of toys you could get at KFC. There were, of course, the ones that came with the kids meal, where you could get temporary tattoos, backpack clip-ons, things like that. But then there were also a set of 4 different plushes that you could purchase separately. As we roll into 1999, we find a set of toys connected with Jim Henson's Scary, Scary Monsters. There were a number of different things in here, including some toys that had stretchable arms, toys that would balance on a drum, and even some that you could connect to your shoelaces that made it look like they were eating them. And then next in 1999, another series that I had completely forgotten about, you could find toys promoting the secret files of the Spy Dogs. Do I remember anything about this show? No. Am I sure that somebody does? Yes. I would love to hear again from that person in the comments below. And then that would bring us into the Star Wars Episode 1 promotion, Defeat the Dark Side, which again, we will be covering in just a couple of weeks. And I'm really looking forward to getting into everything that was included in that. And that's going to wrap up the second part of our series building to the promotion of Star Wars Episode 1. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when those next videos drop. And as you're waiting for those future videos to come out, remember, you can always head over to my channel and check out those past videos that I've done talking about, McDonald's Happy Meals, kids meals from Burger King, as well as a ton of other videos on a bunch of topics that you might find interesting. Also, remember, if you have any memories tied into any of the things we talked about today, I'd love to hear about those in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, you take care. See you then.